Right now we're headed to the Green Bay Botanical Garden. We're going to talk about getting those weeds, getting rid of them. Those are no fun in your yard, in your garden, in your flower area. Mark from the Green Bay Botanical has some ideas on how to get rid of them.
Even we have some weeds here at Green Bay Botanical Garden. Now hopefully your garden doesn't look like this. This just happens to be our storage area, which is not for public viewing, except for this sneak peek here today. Now, there's a couple tips for getting rid of weeds. You can do it a number of different ways, but one of the easiest and most sustainable ways is actually just mechanically removing the weeds. Now, we like to use these soil knives here because they hold up more than trowels do, so I would definitely recommend purchasing something like this if you have a lot of weeds or you do a lot of gardening. So pretty much all you do is take your knife and you want to try to get the whole root of the plant, because whatever you don't get is going to come back. So on this particular dandelion, I got this out of it, but whatever I leave as a taproot on a perennial weed is just going to come back. So I didn't do a good job, but I got it out so that it looks at least nice for now. If you have a huge amount of weeds like this, your other option would be to use a rototiller to go amongst these areas with the good plants and till everything up. Now, again, the tiller might not get the entire taproot of a perennial weed, so you probably are going to have to come back. But anything that's a weed that just seeds and grows in 1 year, like this annual weed, if you get it before it seeds, it won't come back. So that's a good thing. The other thing I would recommend doing is raking up all of the plant debris and putting it in a compost pile or something like that, because if it happens to rain afterwards, whatever gets wet could root back into the soil, so it won't dry and die, as I like to say. If this is too much to do mechanically, your other option would be to use an herbicide. Now typically a homeowner uses something like Roundup. We have a high yield Killzall, which is just a concentrated form of glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup. So you need to mix it to the right concentration and follow all the instructions on the manual of the herbicide so that you're being safe how you use it and when you use it and when you go back into the area you spray it in. For an area like this or a garden where you have good plants and weeds amongst there, what you're going to need to do is use your mechanical methods, your trowels, your soil knives, your hose, and get all of the weeds around the plant, and then come and spray your herbicide. Something like glyphosate and Roundup kills all weeds and green plant material that's in contact with. So if I accidentally spray my quince plant here, that can die as well. So I need to be really very careful when I use a pesticide, an herbicide, around my plantings. So those are just some ideas of how to get rid of weeds. It's a lot of work, but when you're done, it looks amazing.